Greetings. Today is March 1st, 2023, and we back with another video. And in this video, we're gonna take a look at this Final Fantasy 16 demo that they recently shown to the public. I think a couple of people flew out there to Square Enix office to actually test out and play this demo. But I'm gonna critique it here. From what I'm looking at, it's, it looks like an okay game, but it's really, really, really dark. I don't know how it's gonna come up on release. I know this is 4K gameplay and everything, but from what I'm seeing, I want to just go over a little bit of the quick time events, attacks. There's so much going on screen that you really have to pay attention to not only the character, but to the enemies. I mean, the only thing that's really lit up in several of these scenes here is pretty much just, the flames, the effects that are coming from the character. But you don't really get a good understanding, or you can actually see what's going on. And I think that's going to be a problem. This is a very dark game. Mind you, this is just constructive criticism. We'll see how the game comes out when it's actually released. From what I'm seeing, though, I have a feeling that this game is actually you're going to need an update. You're going to definitely need a day one update for this game. If you know about games, or if you've been gaming for a while, you know that this day one update is going to be massive. They're not going to just let you just pop in the disc and start playing this game. Usually when you download certain, updates, or when you, put your game in the drive, you get the trophy updates and all that. But for this, first of all, this is not even using the Unreal Engine. That's a red flag for me. It's not even using the Luminous engine. And I think news broke today that the Luminous engine team has been split up. Square Enix has pretty much just split them apart after that flop of Forspoken. I mean, they couldn't get that game to sell worth nothing. It was just bad story writing, honestly. That's what really destroyed that game. It looked good, but that Luminous engine is so old. So with this engine, it's not Luminous engine. That's what they're telling us. It's not Luminous engine, and it's not Unreal. So that's kind of spooky. What engine are they using? They don't want to announce. I think I looked at one of this guy's videos, and he was talking about like how they were very quiet on what engine they're using, which tells me that this is pretty much a gamble. They don't know how this final run is going to go because it's still in development. So for anybody to get excited about what they're seeing here, you got to remember back on Final Fantasy 15. Things are subject to change. And looking at the basic combat, I mean, the combat looks pretty cool. It looks all right, but we've seen better. If you've played any other RPG games, you know that there are certain elements of flame attacks, magic, potions that are implemented very well. Some of the Tales of series games done it good. Some of the Sword Art Online games did it pretty good. Not fairly well, but they did their best. I ain't going to give them that much credit. But, there are other RPGs that actually implement potion using and magic using mechanics. This, to me, seems a little bit convoluted. It seems like it's all over the place. I mean, even with all of those attacks that you're seeing now, there's so much going on screen that you're losing. Where's your character? It's getting, it's like, I know that some of the developers that they did use or they did call in was from Capcom. So if you look at that little bar up there on the top screen, this is pretty much like your super art. That's what it seems like. When the guy goes into, ultra combat mode, that yellow bar you're seeing up here is going to drop, which tells me that he's about, he did a Hadouken or something. He's using his ultra instincts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm seeing in this. There's a lot going on the screen. I can't see anybody actually, having that much fun or actually see what's going on. I mean, the footage that they're showing us here is pretty dark, which kind of hides all of the other graphics that, we need to be seeing, but we can't see. So maybe it's some sort of hidden type technique. A lot of game developers do that. They darken the game so you really can't see the graphical faults in the game. But overall, I mean, we have to wait and see. This is just a demo from what I'm understanding. But yeah, we're going to take a look at some of the other action scenes in a second. But yeah, now, this is supposed to be one of the boss battles. And this is where I have a real big problem with this game. Because, you know, it's like there's a lot going on. Like I said, on the screen it looks like a lot of action. But there's a mechanic that they have in here called a auto dodge. And if you add on the auto dodge and the auto attacks and the auto everything, what control do you have over this character? You know, like there's a lot of quick time events that I'm seeing, long battles that are drawn out, and they like for nothing, they look good. But when you got to rely on a quick time event and not just your skills, you know, it gets kind of tiring. Like, what control do you have over this character if there's this many quick time events in the game? I got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not for nothing. Fans of Final Fantasy, they're gonna go out and buy it, and I'm not trying to deter you at all. But there's too many quick time events in these scenes. Like, you know, you're gonna get to a point where you're like, okay, you gotta go use the bathroom or something, but you know there's a quick time event coming up. And how is the quick time event gonna look if you fail hitting the button? I mean, that's a long button, so it's not impossible, all right? Like, that quick time event is so slow, you could do it, but why not give the player the opportunity to perform those attacks? Why can't you just do that on your own? Yeah, you can have a quick time event here and there, but I just watched that summon fight, and bro, that summon fight is a long, dragged out movie. You really don't have any control over anything that's going on with that summon fight. I mean, the summon looks good. You know, it's Ifrit. Yeah, we know who Ifrit is. Looks ghastly, looks like Godzilla. But if you take a look at this scene here, and this is, there's a lot of things that I'm bothered by in this game. Like I said, I'm not here to deter anybody. I'm just looking at facts of what they're showing us. Now you have 4 options: attack, fireball, lunge, and evade. Now this is a big dude. You're fighting over a mass area. Also, it's, you know, it's smoky because they can't really show that much in depth and background. You know, this is not an open world game. That's what Yoshi P said. But looking at this, I mean, even if they want to implement this, I don't know. They may test in the waters to implement this in the Final Fantasy VII, the new one, because they got to still show us what those weapons look like, you know? Those big, huge weapons, you know? I don't know if there's going to be a mechanic where you can control them, but this is probably an idea of what they're going with. But looking at this battle, yeah, it looks impressive, but it's like, it's, you know, they could have put this, they could have just put in the movie scene. Rather that than fighting, just give me the option to just hit the button to summon them and do the attack and then get back to fighting. Because this is just too dragged out. This, you're sitting there using only 2 attacks, and this is supposed to be a final battle. But look at how much quick time events they're showing in this. Where's your control? What are you doing with your controller right now? What are you doing? Nothing. And that's exactly what they're showing you. Okay, you gotta press the button, mash the button. But this is weak. There's other games that did it better than this. Sorry. Not impressed. Nope. Here, you go do slow walking again. Anybody play Godzilla? Godzilla is like $120 right now. It's very expensive to get. But I'm saying, this is what this is. This is Street Fighter / Godzilla / Devil May Cry. Now you would hear all that and say that sounds like an epic game, but nah, man, no. You know, this is not. I don't know what this is. This ain't an RPG. This ain't an RPG. This is a action game with heavy quick time events. That's what this is. You know, you see all of this that's going on, but they're gonna show you another huge movie screen that you're gonna have to sit there and watch for 5 minutes. And then they're going to say, oh, yeah, that's right. We got a gamer here. Hey, player, hit this square button. Because that's what it seems like. You're not doing anything. Like, this is not gameplay. This is a movie. And if this is what they wanted to go with it, and they want to just roll you in from gameplay to movie to gameplay to movie, well, Yoshi P already said they got 11 hours of cutscenes. 11 hours of cutscenes. Think about that. 11 hours of cutscenes? Where's the game at? That's my problem. Where is the game? Are you looking at this? Is all movies. What are you doing but holding the controller in your hand? Right now, the player is holding the controller, not doing absolutely nothing. This is a problem. This is a problem, Square Enix. You got to fix this. Quick time event. Look at, come on. They, as far as calling this a game, if they want to be the God of War or Last of Us of RPGs, then they won that. They can have that. That's not my cup of tea, but they can have that. Looking at this, man, I just want to go back to just play Skyrim. I want to play Dragon's Dogma. Every time I look at, I want to play Attack on Titan. Shit, That's what all this wants me to. This is how I'm feeling looking at this. I want to play a game that actually implements these mechanics way better than what they're showing us here. And as a gamer myself, I'm looking at this saying to myself, I would rather be playing something else right now. Why? I shouldn't be feeling that way, but I do. And any other video you see out there, or they hyping it up like, oh my God, it's the most glorious RPG ever. What are you doing with the controller right now? Just ask them that. When you watch this scene, where's your controller? Are you hitting any buttons? No. You're watching a movie. And that's what I'm looking at here. They remember that they got a gamer that's looking at this. Oh, there, you. Hey, you. Hit that square button. Okay, let's get back to the movie now. We forgot about you, gamer. Make sure you hit the quick time event. This is bad gameplay. They should have just showed this as a trailer. They should have showed it in the movie. You're not doing nothing during this. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? I like Final Fantasy. I play Final Fantasy games. But I ain't supporting nothing like this. Nope, I'm not. There's other RPGs that did it better than this. This is a quick time event game. It's not even a game, it's just quick time events. And they forget about the gamer. All of this, anybody that's hyping this up, yeah, it looks good. It looks awesome. I've seen it in movie theaters. They should make a movie. This is their pitch for a Netflix deal. If they want to work for, Warner Brothers or whatever, well, Square Enix, they're gonna be calling y'all. You're gonna be their special effects guy. But this is tragedy. I'm sorry. This is not good gameplay. This is a movie. You just watched a movie. You got hyped off a movie. And I hope that other YouTubers admit that. But that's all you did. You didn't do nothing but hold the controller. But that's all I'm going to say. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. People got to just keep it real with this. Keep it real with Square Enix and let people know that, they can do better. They can do better than this. Peace.